Gemini, love and relationships. The more time you spend contemplating and thinking about your losses and what you don't have in terms of love and relationship, the more that seems like it's going to block all these beautiful blessings that are just dying to come through to you. It seems like there is so much abundance coming through by way of love and romance in your life, and you seem to be very focused on the losses. We're going to look at these cards together. Before doing that, let me just pull a few more messages out. We're going to look at them, pull more cards to go deeper. There has been a significant period now where you felt you've been doing the work alone, building your empire, building what it is that you can rely on and what you can be proud of, Gemini. You've closed yourself off from maybe people you've been dating, maybe it's the person you've been with. I do see this energy leaving the relationship reading, but I do see that there has been a period of just closed off around the heart space. You see a way forward in terms of like being friends with this person at the very least, or like some sort of a mediation again, or coming together again. I do see something being worked on and built from the grounds up, from the foundations up again. So that to me sounds like starting out a friendship at the very least. The person you're dealing with is very much in a mental bind at the moment, blaming themselves, maybe blaming you, blaming, putting a lot of blame around the place. I think they're blaming themselves. I think they're feeling like they fucked up, Gemini. What do you think? Father of Swords, you have advice here from the Father of Swords just to make a kind of clear cut and cold decision, even one where your emotions aren't kind of getting in the way. You are really hopeful for a different kind of king father energy to come into your life, the Father of Wands, which is somebody, doesn't have to be male, somebody who is attractive. Blessings are rolling in for you around love and relationship. 2 3s, actually 3 3s in the reading, the Empress, 3 of Wands, and the 3 of Pentacles, the number of growth, creation, and fertility in tarot. So I can see that there are all these options for you, but you're focused on more what you don't have, or what isn't, or who isn't available to you at this time. Let's look at these cards together, Gemini, and pull more to clear them up. So far what I can see here, Gemini, is some sort of correlation between what's been on your mind and what you've been thinking of and the foundations of this relationship, and the friendship that exists within the relationship, or the friendship of itself. Some of you are considering maybe you would be better as friends. The decision that you're being kind of urged to make by the Father of Swords in this reading is something to do with where you see your losses and what you're kind of upset about and what you perceive to be like a loss or a mourning or a grief to you within this relationship. What's holding you back from maybe getting into this Empress energy of welcoming in all these blessings and, you know, people thinking and knowing how gorgeous and desirable and worthy you are of their love, is kind of some person that you're dealing with continues to either blame themselves or blame you for something. We'll clear that up. You're getting into the best version of yourself recently, and you've been working on that for quite a long time in the 9 of Pentacles, and that is maybe motivated because you want to meet someone that's equally on the same level as you are, in terms of maybe professionalism, in terms of career, in terms of status and what they have achieved. Okay, to move forward and move into the 3 of Wands energy of expansion and growth, we may need to let something go. That's indicated. A 4 of Pentacles is holding on very tight to something from the past too, because it's in our past position. So let's look up at this. Let's clear a message for the 4 of Swords. What else are we knowing about this? Or what else do we need to know? The 5 of Wands. So yeah, there's definitely been conflict and arguments or strife and tension that you have been giving a lot of consideration to still. You think that you would be mad to let this go and give this another chance because it has been so rife with conflict and stress, and you just kind of feeling like there's always like obstacles or issues. That could be what you've been given a lot of thought to at this time. The 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords are the number of tightness and constriction, and we're contracting when we're in 5 energy. So you have, you know, all of these arguments and tension have made you contract and perhaps even close off. Now you can't see them for anything more than just sadness basically, or sorrow. Let's see, we'll clear up the Five of Cups. And the Ten of Pentacles is coming through with that. So there is disappointment linked to what could have been and what kind of a legacy or, you know, outstanding accomplishments could have been reached between you two. So there is sadness and loss around what could have been, how good it could have gone, how far things could have developed. The Emperor. You may have been dealing with an Aries at this time. The Emperor coming up with this Empress energy that we're about to clear up. You could have children together, you could be married. Let's see. Coming through with the Empress, we have Justice in reverse. So an unfairness has been perpetrated against you. Now, Gemini, this kind of unfairness that you're aware of that's been perpetrated against you doesn't have to have been with a Libra, but it was somebody that's very important to you, and for some reason I get the sense that your worth is tied in with them. I just had the Emperor card kind of show itself to me there in that shuffle, and the Emperor and then the Empress would be like father and mother energy kind of often. So it could even be somebody that for some you were in a relationship with, where there is, you know, you share children with this person, you're married to them even, or it's very committed and very serious. And for some, this might even talk about some sort of a legal then embarrassment that you find yourself in with somebody that, you know, you share these parts of life with. That could be a possibility. Okay, so let's see. Deep down within you, Gemini, you know that there is some need to focus on yourself, or be an individual here, and know that you can kind of count on yourself, depend on yourself. We'll clear the Nine of Pentacles up. It's coming through with the Hanged Man. This has been perspective that's been gained over like a significant amount of time now. I think you've had to bring around a lot of serious changes in your life at this point for you to kind of step into the Nine of Pentacles, which is this sort of independent energy, very fulfilled in everything that they have and own and can do. But there had to have been some sort of a real catalyst for this change. This looks to me like a kind of a cocooning phase even. I know it's a bat, not a butterfly, but while they're resting or while they're taking things in this position and not moving, they get a lot of new perspective. But for me, I feel like you had to really bring a lot of change into your life so that you could see this. Okay, let's look at the Four of Pentacles then. So this sort of seems like something from the past that you're finding it hard to let go of around this relationship. Let's see what the nature of that may be. But you're working on it, Gemini. You're moving through it. Son of Pentacles, you may be moving through it at a slower pace than you'd like. Six of Wands, but really like this, all this work you've been doing on yourself and being self-reliant is like something to do with your ambition and your hustle and your motivation. Like this kind of cocooning energy, I do see then this transformative butterfly who has evolved and made some changes and now feels more motivated towards being successful, more motivation towards like maybe, you know, so I get the sense that for some of you, whatever happened made it very difficult for you to communicate, and you were holding a lot in, and you know, a lot of what was been going on may not have left the four walls of the home, may not have even left, you know, say the four walls of your mind even, and you've been holding a lot in, and a lot of you wanted to maintain on the surface level this appearance of like success and you know, drive and optimism, and really like you were looking for a lot of external validation for this relationship still, I'm thinking. Some of you were holding things in and not revealing what was really going on and presenting like some sort of a faux appearance of success. I get the sense from this reading. All right, so we're able to work on things you believe, and coming into the energy as we step into the Three of Pentacles in a future energy in this reading, it seems like working things out is possible. What else do we have for the Three of Pentacles? Nine of Wands in reverse, and the Mother of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You would have to basically start to reveal more of yourself in this as well, so that things can get back to where they were if you wanted that. Like, you would have to open up. The Nine of Wands in reverse can be very defensive now and very worried and even paranoid and suspicious about and really reluctant to let their guard down. And the guard is up in the Four of Pentacles, okay? So yeah, to start on a foundation of growth again, and starting from not the very ground up, but you know, taking things a few steps backwards, to getting back to some sort of mutual respect, and a friendship I see needs to happen. You do have your reservations and doubts about this person. Okay, so the Father of Swords is coming through with some advice for you to just make a decision on this that doesn't seem to be as tied in with your emotions, or even this kind of paranoia in some, suspicion in other, or just like hyper awareness of this. The Daughter of Swords. Okay, so it is a reiteration to communicate like an air sign, or like a sword energy individual, like communicate rationally, intellectually, logically, think things through and ask some questions in return. You have something to say or some decision to make, but at the same time there are questions to be asked. This is a very curious energy, but it's staying to the facts. Both Father and Daughter of Swords want to just keep it to that. They don't want to muddle things up with feelings and have that kind of get involved. So let's see where your person is at. It seems like I'm reading them as Five of Swords energy. They seem maybe some sort of a severing or a cutting of ties here, and they may be blaming themselves on that. The Ace of Swords, because they can see your clarity now. They can see that everything is revealed. They know that you can see this from a different perspective at this point, and that perspective was building in the Hanged Man, and that was kind of like really like changed your whole perception on this relationship when you took some time out and you thought about it. That person that you're dealing with sees that you see things very clear now at this point, and in turn that's why they may be still in Five of Swords energy. We have a sword here. We have like this sort of this looks like kind of an infinity loop, but it does look like reptilian or like wormish even, and we do see the severing of a worm, and this is like the same sword energy of cutting through the bullshit, cutting through the mind games of the Five of Swords. And they may see that that's happening within you, and then they might start to get into the Five of Swords energy even more, because they're like, I fucked up there, and Gemini can see that. So let's see, you want somebody like the Five of Wands to step up, or to, you know, you would like to see this kind of energy in the relationship. What's this? Somebody who's not afraid to take chances, somebody who doesn't let the weight of the world get down on top of them. They seem to be able to see things differently and like not really get too bogged down like this. They may have a lot of work to do, and you may be kind of feeling like somebody that you're trying to connect with right now doesn't have a lot of time for you, or that they're just overburdened with their own kind of personal or professional issues, and you just hope that they're still factoring you into their plans in all of this, when they're making so many choices, it seems like, around work, around their progression, and around themselves as an individual. So the Three of Wands, let's pull one more card and close this reading with one more message for the Three of Wands. Two of Pentacles. You will have a choice, Gemini. The choice will be yours to expand and move on from whatever this is. It seems possible that this can continue to grow and expand, but that there are some deliberations for you to make. This butterfly imagery coming through then again, right under here, is like, there's more evolving to do. There's more growth that can happen in this relationship, and you know that. So that's why maybe, you know, you're seeing how this goes, because you know more can change. You know things can go a different route from where they are now. Well, that's love and relationships for you. Remember that these readings are general. They won't apply to everybody, but just take what does resonate today, Gemini, and leave the rest.